want to welcome to the show. This is Real Talk. What's Love Got to Do with my lovely co-host, Miss beautiful queen. We got Ishtar, we got Latrice, and the big note is on the line. We waiting on just one other person, but we ready to get this show going. We hope that you enjoy our intro. Somebody has like a phone playing. I can hear it, so cut down the volume if you're listening to it. So down any places I don't hear my echo. Yeah, thank you very much. It sounds much better now. We good. We're about to have a great. Today's show is we're going to be talking about after 40. And pretty interesting time. And I would love to know, first of all, from Star, what is your thoughts on dating after 40?
What did you say my name?
What is your thoughts on dating after 40?
It's interesting. I can say that I know exactly what I need and what I want now. And it's interesting. I'm going to say that it's interesting. The funny thing is, I never even put myself in that pool. So us having this conversation had me thinking in a totally different way. I'm single, but I never consider myself in that dating pool. So it's kind of weird for me right now. I never gave that portion that much energy just yet.
Oh yeah, you in that age to figure it out now, Jack. It's that time of our lives where we have to somewhat address where we are in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like I was having a conversation with a friend and I was letting them know when I was 20, I was a certain way. I was 30, I had a completely different thought process. Now when I'm in my 40s, what I thought in my 30s is that shit out the window. It's not working. You know what I'm saying? I'm still hearing an echo from somebody's line. Somebody's line is and it's like really bad. So I want to make sure that it just went out. So that's beautiful. My thing is this. Now that I'm 40, dating has a whole different meaning to me. When I was a little bit younger, I could, date just to be dating. I could date you just for the sex. I could date you for the money. At one point, it was like I would date you for your spirituality. But now at this point, it's like, I know that where I am in life. So for me to play another game, to be in somebody else's world and it's not working for me, that's impossible for me to do at this particular stage of my life. Big Note, what do you think about that?
Yeah, 40, definitely different. I'm 48, so I've been in this pool for 8 years. So and even in that 8 years, it's changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like you in the early, I never really looked at it as dating, because dating is like, hey, let's go out, let's do this, for me, when I was in my 20s to 30, it wasn't none of that. Hey man, what you want to do? Let's go out, we get drunk, we have a drink, we bang, and we in a relationship. It's like, what the fuck? How did that happen? So it really wasn't a big, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't I don't know. And like now at 48, I just have no desire to play the figuring out game, because if I tell you I'm feeling you and let's make something happen, that's just how I feel. And either it's going to be reciprocated or it ain't. And if you don't reciprocate it and I don't feel like it's being reciprocated enough, I'm out. I move on to the next. So that's where 40 is for me right now.
Seiko, talk to me, baby girl. Because me and you didn't had this conversation a couple times this week, and it's been pretty interesting. It's been like like the conversation that we've had this week has been pretty interesting. Also, I had a couple of conversations with the Queen that were pretty interesting about this dating at 40, after 40 issue, because we realize that things aren't what they used to be. You know what I'm saying? We recognize that, and I kept telling us. Prime example, and I'm not going to throw them out there. It was a situation that happened yesterday where a friend of mine got into it with her significant other, You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
End of the day, I had to tell her, like, yo, you got to break your cycle of the way that you've been thinking, the way that you're used to things going. Because if it didn't work with your mentality before, what makes you think it's going to work now? And if you're trying to do something different, you can't approach it the same way. If you want a different outcome, you have to approach it differently. What do you think about that, Seiko? Talk to me.
I think that's a definite mind shift. I mean, because, and I think, but we try to be like, okay, well, this has worked for me before, or, or sometimes we don't want to think about what's worked for us before. And we'll be like, oh, well, this person, okay, well, I'm tired of the same, of always, ending up with people who do this and people who do that and people who do that. Well, at 40 plus, you got to really sit back and think, well, if this is the kind of person you are always attracting, or the kind of person that you were always drawing to you, or that you were actually going after, you need to look at self.
Exactly.
And make some changes, because you're not going to tell me that you out here attracting all of this negative energy if that's not, you have to at some point in time say, all are welcomed for all of that to keep coming at you. So at 40 plus, you have to really evaluate self, evaluate what it is that you truly want, and what it is that you just absolutely have no use for. It does not benefit, does not add to you in your life as it is now. And you have to make those adjustments and those changes.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I would love to hear from the Queen right quick. Come on, talk to me, Queenie.
Dating after 40, huh?
Dating over 40.
Well, I mean, just to piggyback Maseko, you have to change your vibe. Because what I would put up with at 20 and 30, when I hit 40, it was a no-go. Like now, someone says, let's go on a date. Back then, we didn't know where we wanted to go. We hook up, hey, we just end up anywhere. Now you better have it planned out. Don't call me and say we're going on a date and then ask me where I want to go. Don't do that. And the expectations are different in 40. You want more out of life than just a wet ass, so to speak. So, things are different. So it's a journey, I'll tell you that much.
Although that wet ass does have its place. Don't don't get so excited about trying to find somebody that, that you forget about the things that you like yourself too. Because I think, like, when I was younger and I was in my, 20s and my 30s, there was a lot of shit I settled for. A lot of stuff that, how can I say it? I would just settle for shit. You know what I mean? I'd settle for whatever the fuck was going on. It'd be an argument and I wouldn't even really want to, I don't even think that I had my opinion at that time. I don't even think I really had formulated my full thought process at that time. But now, if you get into an argument with me at this particular age in my life, you better know what you're talking about. Like, all the way across the board. Like, don't come in, don't talk to me about one thing and then shoot off and start talking about something else, because my focus is to, I'm more focused with my life and I know what I want. So if I'm pissed off at you, I know what I'm pissed off at. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what you pissed off at while we arguing? And that's an issue for me. I think the older that you are, the more of an open mind that you have to looking at the entire spectrum of what's going on. You look at what's going on with your mate, and you also look at what's going on with you. And I think when you look at what's going on with you, that's the major difference. Let me bring my girl Latrice in for a quick minute. Trace.
Hey, what's up, Russ?
How do you feel about today's conversation? What do you feel about this dating over 40 thing?
Well, I feel like I know that when I was in my 20s, I really felt, I don't know, I just didn't see the way I see now. You have a different vision. You see things differently when you're in your 40s. I'm 49. And when I was 20, I didn't know what I was doing. And I really didn't know where men were coming from. But now I know that I can kind of, read vibes really well and everything. And being that, I'm married, I really don't. I really am not in the game, so I don't really know a lot about that in terms of my own experience. But both of my best friends are widowed,
Mm-hmm.
so they tell me about their dating experience, and they tell me that it's not really easy because people play games now. People play a lot of games, and it's very difficult. So I hear their stories, so I pay attention to what they tell me, and I give them advice, and I tell them, well, just kind of feel the person out or whatever, you know. But they said that it's a little different, and you have a non-tolerance policy when you get older. So there's certain things that you dealt with in your 20s, you're not gonna deal with the BS now. You're just not gonna deal with it.
Like,
You
like,
know?
like this is my thought process. When I was in my 20s, I struggled with a lot of stuff. I struggled with my finances because I was at an age where I wasn't really responsible with my money. You know what I'm saying? I was, if it was a party, I was there. If it was, get me some drink and some weed, I was on it. You know what I mean? And then when it came down to the bills, I didn't grasp that. You know what I mean? I always like good things. I always have liked good things, but putting myself in a position to go say, hey, I want to go get this. I wasn't there in my 20s and even in some of my 30s. Now that I'm in my 40s and I went out and grabbed me some stuff and my security is a little bit different around the crib. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't worry about this. I don't have to worry about what's in the refrigerator to eat. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's a real, when you're young, you just kicking it and doing whatever. But once you get older, certain things like having food in the refrigerator becomes a major thing. Having the lights on becomes a major thing. If you like, that's a major thing. If you like it, you feel what I'm saying? So get it, you got to pay for it. So in order for me, I've always made money, but I was not always a good steward of my money. You feel what I'm saying? Now I'm at a point like, okay, now I know what to do with my money. I'm in a different place. When I was younger, man, I'm telling you, I would blow money so fast that it would hurt my own feelings later because I'd be like, damn, I cannot believe that I just sat here and blew this amount of money on nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
At it later and you'd be like, man, I went out and bought this and I bought that. But then you'd be like, it doesn't even have any value right now. You know what I'm saying? Right. Talk to me right quick, Queen. What you thinking about this?
Well, at this age, I'm with you. I just want to formulate what I'm saying. At this age, you should know, what you and this other individual are getting into. But you still have people out there, even in their 40s, that still don't know what they want. Just like you were saying, you settle for things. I mean, we settle some too in our 40s because, people had this misconception that when you get past a certain age, you won't find love or it's not going to be genuine, it's not going to be real. But that's not always true. Some people blossom later in life. Some things happen later in life. And just, I'm not settling for the okie doke.
What do you mean?
I can't speak for anybody else.
Be more specific when you say you're not falling for the okie doke.
I mean, let's say I'm trying to build something. Well, I'm in a relationship with somebody. And like I said, the same thing I would fall for prior to 20 when they say, let's see where this goes. If you say that to me now, let's see where this goes. I'm going to show you where it's going because block, delete, hung up on, and I ain't got no more words for you because you wasted my time. Law average says I ain't got that much longer, so I ain't got time to play with you.
Okay, now on that level, that's where I somewhat disagree because I'm at the age of if I'm gonna deal with you, I want to know what I'm getting myself into. You know what I mean? Like I think I told you about this week. it's a young lady that stays, you know, that stays very close to me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have the interest in her that she has expressed to me. You feel what I'm saying? Our lifestyles are two completely different things. You feel what I'm saying? So even though she might want to just, hey, what's up? Let's hook up. I'm like, yo, I need to know a little bit more about you. You know what I mean? I need to know more than how you look. I need to know how you talk. If you have kids, we talked about that last week. If you got kids and I decide to holler at you, it's got to be a certain way that that things operate for me personally. This is and this is what I think people have to stop doing, is following the grain. And I'm not saying that with what you said. I'm just saying people in general have to stop following the grain of what they think happiness is. You have to find happiness first of all. And you have to find happiness within yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you don't find happiness within yourself, I really find it's going to be impossible to find it in others. Other people may be able to make you happy, but the second that they don't make you happy, you automatically, 9 times out of 10, are going to have a problem with that person, because they're not catering to that side of you, that big baby in you that you need to be just catered to. But if I meet somebody and they just, and I'm vibing on you, at this particular point in my life, I would much rather ease into it and find out what it is, because me personally, I have made too many mistakes of jumping into something and it didn't work. You feel what I'm saying? Throwing all my chips into one bag, and at the end, it just didn't work for me. You know what I'm saying? So like me personally, I think that's the difference with me. Go ahead, you can reply.
Well, I wasn't saying rush from I wasn't saying jump off the cliff as soon as you meet the person. No, because one, you're going to have a conversation with this individual. You got to know this, sit down and get to know the person. Most people go from, hey, how you doing, to in the bed. And then once you go from in the bed, you figure out, hey, there's nothing left after this sexual attraction. So you don't know there's any other substance there. So you got to get to know a person before you even jump in bed with them. You should in the first place, but most people don't do that route. They go from one extreme to the next and then find out that they didn't got a hold of something crazy. Now you got to get rid of it. So no, what I'm saying is, put it like this. We're having a communication.
Mm-hmm.
Your expectation should be known, and so should mine. If we don't know where we're trying to take this, then we're wasting each other's time. Now, yes, it's going to have to be developed over time, but the end result we should be on the same wavelength. The end result should be the same thing. If you're looking for one thing and I'm not looking for that same thing, then we're not going to make it.
I totally agree. No, come on, talk to me, man. What you thinking?
I feel what y'all saying, and I agree for the most part on everything y'all saying. The difference for me is, if it's not ending in marriage, there's nothing for me to even talk about. I don't need to get to know you. I'm not in this for no long-term relationship. I done that. I'm in this to find my mate for the rest. And for me, that ends at the altar. So first of all, if ending it at the altar is not on your agenda, I don't give a damn how well we vibe. The overall end game for me is marriage, a wife, someone to be with for the rest of my life, someone that I can share with. And I know a lot of people will say, well, you don't have to get married to do that. For me, I do. Because people will come into your life and they will say all the right things and they'll do all the right things. And you'll fall into that. And then because they have nothing to lose, there's nothing for them to walk away from. So in the moment they feel like they got what they want out of this situation, oh, I got a companion, I'm cool. But I can go over here and do this, that, and the third, because there's no repercussions for me doing, nah, not with me. I want marriage. That's what I want. I'm 48 years old. So if marriage is not your end goal, then leave me alone. That's it. That's just how I feel. If you're not dating if you don't have, I guess, when you get in your car, you have a destination. Otherwise, you just driving.
This is where I agree with you, but I this is where I disagree with you at, because you ever heard the term meeting somebody's representative? You know what I'm saying? You can meet somebody, and really spend time with that person, develop a relationship, and then that one day you wake up and the real them comes out, because they didn't put up this facade for so long. That's why for me, I gotta sit back. All right, let's go out. Let's see what we like in real life. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's one thing to sit up and be like, yo, I just want to, find the perfect thing. But for me, it's like, can I find a woman that can understand me? The days that I don't feel like talking, the days I'm having a rough day, how does she deal with me on those days? When she's having a rough day, how does she deal with her rough days? You know what I'm saying? Like when we get into one, you don't know nobody until you really have that first argument. I'm telling you that, and that's across the board with friends, anybody. You don't really know nobody until you sort of have that one little thing where you disagree so fucking much that you have to see how y'all gonna come back to that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I have a great friend, 20 grand. We got into it one time over I think I mentioned this on the show. I had just started talking to a young lady, and he had decided, we did a show that night, and on the way home, he was like, yo, he referred to her as a bitch. But I was feeling her. So I told him immediately, like, yo, man, I'm really feeling this girl. She ain't no bitch. And he said it again. And I immediately said, fuck this. I'm going home. And it was raining. And I was like, man, I'm going into my bitch. You figure out how you going to get through the rest of your night. And it took us to come back to each other, and have a real serious conversation. For him, he told me that he understood what I was talking about at that time. And if we didn't have that conversation, we never would have been cool. So in a relationship with a woman, there are times that y'all gonna clash, and you don't really know that person until you've had that clash. You know what I mean? They can be beautiful, they can cook, they can do all the everything else right until you had that one conversation that it just hits, or somebody, or they say something to you so disrespectful, and you're like, yo, you're not the person that I got into a relationship with. I never would have gotten into a relationship with a person like you. So that takes time to get to know somebody. Come on, talk to me. And then I want after your response, I want to hear from Maseko, Latrice, and then go to Queen.
And I understand exactly what you said. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, when we come to that point, the end game for me is going to determine how I handle that situation. Because if we vibe, like you said, everything else could be perfect. We had that one argument and we fall out. Now, if the end game for me is marriage, and I feel like we can do I now want to invest my time in fixing that problem so that we can get to the end game? Or do I just want to be like, I don't like this person that you are, that you not who you claim to be, and be done with it. So yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying, for me, I think the end game determines for me how I'm going to deal with those situations when we get to those situations.
Right.
Because none of our situations are going to be perfect. So that's what I mean. I feel that's why I said I understand what y'all saying. That's totally 100% correct. You're not going to vibe all the time, every time. But for me, the end game determines whether or not I feel you're worthy of me even trying to get to understand your side of the book. Because at the end of the day, if the end game is not there and we don't have a decision on whatever, you just walk away or I just walk away. So now I done wasted a year, 2 years of my life playing games with you because your end game was never marriage. So it's easier for you to walk away because you wasn't expecting nothing at the end of this anyway. So that's what I mean by it's different. But I do definitely understand what you're saying. I got to have that feeling for you, and I got to know that you're going to be worth us talking this out and trying to figure this out so that we can get to that end game. Because if you don't have an end game and I do, then I feel like I'm gonna be working much more harder at making this relationship work than you are.
Exactly. Who was up next?
That's gonna be me.
Talk to me, baby.
You know, I have to agree with both of you, actually, which surprises me because it's very rarely I ever agree with both of you at the same time. For me, as far as knowing your end game, so if you, but I mean that goes back to, and the Queen and I, we talk, and one of the things that we talk about is the fact that communication, without a communication, there's no relationship. You can say, oh yeah, this is my boo, this is this and this, but I mean, if you all cannot communicate it and communicate effectively, what is there? Because you can say, oh, we communicate, we talk all the time. Okay, but do you understand what the other one is talking about?
Exactly.
Because if you're not understanding what that other person is talking about, then you're not truly effectively communicating. I was in a relationship for 2 years. I swear up and down, we wanted the same things, but we could not talk to each other. We did not effectively communicate with one another. And in learning from that relationship, it has made me be like, okay, look, we need to talk up front about what your expectation is.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, not just talk about it up front, but if we are continuing to be in this relationship, from time to time, again, just communication, you need to be checking in with one another. Yo, are we still on the same page?
Mm-hmm.
Because I could be like, you know what, you my boo, this and that and the other. And, I love being with you. I love our relationship. I'm not spending the rest of my life with your ass because you crazy. And when this last fight taught me, yeah, we ain't Gary do this. I ain't Gary do this with you. So there comes a time, like you said, that first fight, that's going to tell you a lot about your relationship, but it's also going to be like, that's going to be your wake up call. That's going to be, the first time you really take the temperature, if you will, in your relationship. Because then you're going to be like, is this something that I want to do for the rest of my life? Is this how this person is always going to react? And if this is how this person is always going to react, is that something that I can deal with? Is that something I'm cool with? Or is this something that we not getting ready to do? And I will say that where I am, I'm right behind Note. I'm at 47, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm one of those people. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch. We're going to talk. We're going to have wonderful, conversations or whatever, but I'm an observer because people be like, you don't talk. Oh, yeah, I'm observing. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to observe and I'm going to, let you know, okay, this is what I see. This is what I think. And this is what I ain't getting ready to put up with. I'm so sorry, but that's just where I am in life. I can't do it. I am probably one of the most patient and compassionate people. I will hear everybody's side. I am the peacemaker. But if you get to a point where I don't even feel like making peace with you, guess what? I'm not going to put up with that for forever. I can't do it.
Talk to me. Who's next?
Yeah, Latrice.
Come on, talk to me.
I agree with you. You can be with somebody and they seem like they're just a beautiful person and they're just so loving and so attentive. And then, you get into something and it goes left and they turn into the Hulk. And you're like, well, who was this? Who is this? I didn't know this person. Like you said, I would have never gotten with him. But in the first place, I've always been the kind of person that if I was with a person, I would be building towards marriage. Mm-hmm. Do I want to marry this person? I'm not going to sit up and waste time and lay up with you, and you're not going to be my husband, because I saw no point, when I was at that point, I said, I do want to build with someone. But I did do something different when I ended up dating my husband. We were, first dating. When I first got with him, I got excited because I said, oh, he can be a husband. Then I said, no. I said, let me be this man's friend. That was the most important thing to me. I was like, let me be his friend. Because if I'm his friend, we'll always be friends, no matter what happens. And so I looked at it different. And I didn't say, oh, this is a potential husband. I want him to be my friend. And I strived for him to be my best friend. And I became his best friend. And even in becoming his best friend, it's some things he didn't tell me right away. And I know you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't find out the real truth until I was deep in the relationship. I'm talking about maybe 10 years later. And I'm like, well, how come you didn't tell me that before? Well, you might not have married me. Oh, really? So you get into it takes some time to really, I know for women, it seems like it's not that hard for us to just talk. But it takes time for a man to feel comfortable enough to really confide in you about certain things, you know. So you have to really set up that friendship thing early on to the point where a person's not embarrassed. They don't think you're gonna judge them, because there's some people that are judgmental. You have to let a person know this is a judgment-free zone here. You can talk to me about anything. If you set that up and you don't go into it with all these unrealistic expectations and you see the human side of each other, I think that's the way you really get to know a person. Because when you start uncovering and taking masks off is when you really start seeing people. Like some of you fellas say, when some women take off their makeup. My husband tricked me and had me take all my makeup off and we played basketball together because he wanted to see what was underneath the mat, you know. And sometimes a lot of men, they're like that. Oh, let's go swimming or whatever, because they want to see you without all the fixings. They want to see what they're getting into.
Yeah.
But we want to see what we're getting into too, because y'all don't have makeup on, but y'all know how to keep a secret, boy. You know, so we want to see all the secrets, all the little stuff in the closet, the skeletons, all of it.
Listen,
So, you
I'm
know,
now that's a whole nother show, secrets, because I believe women keep secrets way better than a fucking man keeps secrets. A man fuck around and tell on himself in 5 minutes if you talk to him long enough. But you know, it's another conversation. Let's go to Queenie, and then I want to get Ishtar in there. I see Ishtar came back.
Everybody has got some valid points in what we're saying in this conversation. But what I see when people initially start relationships, they put on blinders and they ignore signs early on about an individual. You're going to feel that person's vibe out the gate. One, that's your initial attraction, whether it was physical, something that they said got you intellectually, however it was an attraction there. But then you put the blinders on and you ignore what you see. And then we have this thing of looking for perfection. I want this perfect person, everything on my list type of thing. And 99% of your list you're not going to get. Now, if you get 80% of it, fine. But looking for that perfect person you're not going to have. And then the conversations that you have with this individual, you got to have some uncomfortable conversations. See, you want to learn about this person, but what are you really asking this person when you're talking to them? What's your favorite color? I mean, come on. You got to dig deep when you're having a conversation with a person, especially if you plan on spending some serious time with this person and your end goal is marriage. Because I could give a damn about your favorite color. I could figure that out from what you wear the most or your jewelry selection. I can figure out your favorite cologne. Or I can change it to what I like. But the thing is, we got to have that uncomfortable communication. That's just me, y'all. And our first argument, I'm gonna say this. I'm strange when it comes to arguments, because you can start yelling at me and cussing. I'm gonna bust out laughing, because that's gonna tell me a lot about you. But I'm gonna laugh at it, because I'm not about to let you get me to that point of anger, because you might not be ready for it. But I'm gonna laugh.
Come on, Ishtar, talk to me, sweetheart.
Okay, well, I've been taking notes on what everybody's been saying, and so far, I see a lot has to do with perception, games, definition of love, fear, purpose, the representative showing up, the love language, how to have a disagreement, and actually how to date. Now, this is the way I approach it now. I don't, the representative is bye bye. This is me. If you're going to see me in whatever mood I'm in, you're going to see the balance. You're going to see if something makes me unbalanced. And that's what I expect to see from the person that I'm interested in. Like to me, I tell people, this is my rule. I tell people up front what it is. What I mean by telling them up front is what I expect out of just a conversation. I don't believe in having BS conversations because they lead nowhere. So I'm meaning I want to know what the person's internal network is looking like, so to speak. So I get to talking to people and I tell them again, show them who you are. I show them more than I tell them. So for me, like at this point, I'm 44. I don't have time for bullshit ass games. They're not leading anywhere. I like games like chess. You see, I'm cerebral. I have a heart, soul. I'm very passionate. I expect whoever I'm talking to be able to keep up. And by that, what I mean is being real with who they are. I don't want to change someone to what I may like. I want that person to be the best person they could be as long as they're on the ascending vibe. So for me, how I cut all the crap out of like dating and first meetings and stuff like that, I just show up. This is me. And if you can take this, then we can talk. The same thing with me. So what I do is everything that I expect from someone else, I do it doubly, triply hard on myself. And that cuts out all the crap. I have a lot of people that propose to me every day. I've been asked on dates every day. I have not been on a date since last year for a reason. So you have to be selective. You have to really take your time. I give it the 3 month rule. You can tell a lot about a person just the outskirts in 3 months. Take it longer. See what happens. But you gotta listen. You gotta pay attention because 85% of language is nonverbal. So I pay attention to what I see more so than what I hear. Then I see the two compute. But by doing that, you have to represent what it is that you want to attract. So for me, I keep that at a steady pace. If I want this, I have to be this. Happiness is inside me. I'm happy with my life, with or without somebody in it. And in dating, you have to come to a point, this is just my opinion, inside yourself to be secure in your knowingness. Then you can move forward in anything. And the other thing is keep an imagination, keep your heart open. A lot of us deal with fear. Fear. Fear is a big thing. Fear keeps you away from a lot of things. Fear keeps love from coming inside you. Fear keeps abundance from coming inside your life. Fear is crippling. Fear is a sin. But we all fear because we've been hurt. We project more than we go inside, more than introspection. So for me, the things that I'm saying are the things that I'm living. And that's how I talk to people. So if I know that you can keep up in the conversation and we're on the same page, meaning you don't have to use the same verbiage as I. You just have to be able to think. You have to be able to feel. You have to be able to do. I'm with doers. I'm not with this. I'm very careful about who I align myself with. That's one thing I think people in dating, especially at this age, we lose our imagination. That means we lose our creativity. We lose even being open enough to the point where we can let someone in just for a general conversation. We shut people out right away before they even have a chance to get in. And then we wonder why, with people that are looking for it, they can't find somebody. You have to date yourself first. I know that sounds corny, but it's necessary. How are you going to date somebody else if you yourself don't have a clear understanding of you? So that's been my advice. Imagination, creativity, keep your heart open, love. That was something that was hard for me in the past. I was very closed off. I shut people out because I did it before I thought people were going to hurt me. You can't be that way anymore. You can't live in fear. So in my 40s dating, I have no fear whatsoever. No fear. No fear if someone's coming with game because I know I'm not floating on that level. You can be attacked by that game. To me, dating is directional, it's cerebral, and it's heart. It's imagination, it's creativity, it's your passion. So for me, dating, what I expect, and I tell people up front, that's love, sex, enthusiasm, romance, hope, and belief.
Get down with funky. Hey, Masako, I see a couple people out online. Can you give a couple shouts out?
Yes. So I want to take just say there's a Samantha Taylor. First she gave us hands up because she was just like, yes. And she was like, good nuggets, which we appreciate, because I think that was when Queen and Ishtar, because both of them just dropping all kinds of little knowledge on us. Mike Shanklin, oh, I wish I could talk. Y'all have to understand, this is one of my brothers. Love him to death. He says, Queen hit a lot of good points, but the gentleman said, he was talking about you. He don't know you like that. The gentleman said that females keep better secrets is on point with that. And he can talk about that one. I promise you, when we get to that show, when we get to that topic, yeah, we just need to go on and just give him the mic. Samantha Taylor, she was saying good nuggets. And she says, if I want this, I have to be this. She said, spot on. Tara Kilgore was saying that she was here. And
I see Ray.
Someone named Ray says, wow, this is some solid talk. Yes.
Well, we appreciate everybody. If you would like to call into the show, you see the number up on the screen. You can definitely dial into the show. It's 312. Go ahead. Drop it on, baby. Go ahead. You look like you.
I was just saying I had also dropped it into the actual conversation as well. So
626-6799.
Absolutely.
So call directly into the show. We have an open phone line if you want to. If we're having a part of the conversation, because what we're about to do now, we're about to get into the part of the show. If you're in our group, a lot of you may not be paying attention. I ask a lot of questions in the group that we bring back to the show, and I'm about to start running through some of these questions. Note, I'm gonna ask that we just be cool on this first one, because this one is the ladies. This is all about what the ladies got to say right here. Okay.
Let me put my mic back on mute.
Oh man, I'm trying to tell you. I want to go Ishtar, Latrice, Queen, Masako, and I saw her pop in and then she popped out, but maybe she'll come back in a few minutes. But this is the question. Ladies, what is the definition of a man to you? And what are the differences between boys and men in your eyes? Let's go.
Well, mine is going to be simple. A man shows up. A boy is playing at being a man. A man's balls have dropped. A boy's have not. So it comes again from your knowingness. Your knowingness. To me, a man shows up as a king god, meaning when he steps into the room, he doesn't have to do all this. His presence is enough. So for me, it's the essence of a man. A lot of people can do this. I'm more interested in what's going on here that's going to push out. So when I see a man, better a king god, he shows up. It's his presence. His presence. And then when he opens his mouth, it follows. It's a flow. It's an ebb and a flow. If it's a scent, I'm gonna come up with a scent. Whew! The essence of a king god. He shows up. Right? That's it. That's the best way I can put it. His essence, damn it. Woo, you smell him. I'm smelling him. Where are you at?
I love Ishtar. She is real. The ladies on this panel are just, they're not just queens, but they are very, very, knowledgeable. They're full of wisdom. I love it. My dad was a real man. He was from the old school, the cats from when Martin Luther King was, were men and they wore suits. And to me, that's a man. Those were men, those kind of men. And I've only met a couple people who were like that. They were young. And my husband is one of them, because when I was sick and I was dealing with some things, I think it was around 2003, 2004, he stepped up and he asked me to marry him. And I said, "Are you playing with me? Are you kidding? Are you serious?" I was like, "Don't play with me like this, because, you know," I said, "I'm very, very emotional and fragile right now." But he knew that I was sick and he knew the severity of my sickness. And he asked me to marry him on my sick bed. And to me, I respected him for that. Because most people would have been like, I'm not getting ready to get myself caught up in all that. Because the first thing people want is they want somebody with full health. They don't want half of their health. They want them to be on point. But he knew who I was in my spirit and how strong I was in my spirit, even though I was down for the count right then. And that's how my dad, the kind of man my dad was. He put his money where his mouth was. It wasn't just talk. He showed, it was action. And there's a lot of people, they talk a good game, but when it comes time to really show who they are, when it comes time for that moment to arise, they don't arise. Like she said, their balls drop when they're a real man. That's the perfect thing. Because I always tell my brothers and they get mad at me. Because I was like, it seems like I'm the only one with cojones in this family. I mean, I know that's rude, but sometimes some people don't show they have cojones. They just don't. They want the woman to make all the first moves. And you know somebody is a man when they step up to the plate. And in every situation, they step up to the plate, and they don't lack for anything. They just step up. And I got a lot of friends. I have a few friends that's like that too. They're real men, and and they handle business, and that's a great quality. When a person is a step up type of person, that's the kind of man you want. A man that shows action in all situations. Okay, so that's my 2 cents.
Queen A.
Can you read the question again? You was blacking out on me.
Somebody tell her the question. Seiko, give her the question. And then you come in last.
When we're talking about what is a real man to you in your eyes?
What is a real man? I could go with the perception that I got from my father, what a real man is or should be. Or I could go with what society says a real man should be. Now I'm not a man, so I can't tell you what is real when it comes to being a man. But I can say that, as Ishtar said, when he walks into a room, his presence should be felt. He should be someone who I can respect, and is going to respect me. A level of protection, a level of security. And when I say security, I'm not talking about financially. And what I mean by that is, if I put my heart in his hands, I know that it's secure. He's not going to tear it apart, play with it, abuse it for that matter, or me physically. But a man encompasses a lot of things. And I can't put my finger on exactly all of them, but those are a few in what I see.
Seiko Mako, talk to me, baby.
Well, before I jump into this, because I also have some comments I want to read, I would like to give Miss Kiki the floor because we haven't had the opportunity to hear from her yet. So I would like to say the question is, what is a real man in your eyes? Or what does that mean to you?
I'm talking about me.
So you just gonna put me on the spot like that, right? And I just logged in.
That's the Lord. This is the second time I saw you, so she got you before I did.
I had technical difficulties.
Okay.
Show started today.
Oh yeah, you pay for that later. It's funny now.
Yeah.
Okay. So ask me the question again. Sorry, because I wasn't really focused, but I'm a. What you want me to ask?
What is a real man in your perception, in your process? What do you see a real man as being?
That's a pretty layer filled question for me, but in its entirety, a complete protector, a provider, a disciplinary, a confidant, a helpmate, a lot of different stuff. I mean, I don't know. I can say a real man to me now is different from what a real man used to be when I was younger, because I didn't know any better and I didn't know what was required or what was needed from a man. And I know it's really hard to tell the difference between a man and a grown boy. So yeah, all of those things are a real man to me. If you have a mixture of those, not necessarily 100% of each, I'm gonna say a good 70% of each. That's a real man to me. And even if you don't have 70% in each, you can work with it, I guess, but you need some of each of those attributes, period. For me.
Seiko, come on, talk to me.
Okay, so I'm going to go in with mine and then I'm going to read these comments.
Okay.
For me, a real man, as has been mentioned, I'm one of those women. I'm real strong. I'm real strong. I'm real independent. But I grew up with my daddy. And so when dudes like, oh, I got this, I got that, because you still ain't got more money than my daddy got, and you cannot provide for me in the way that my father can. So you're going to have to come stronger. My father protected. And when I say my father protected, my father, whether it was through his presence or through his name, because of who he was, not only in my life, but also in the community, that I knew that if I acted a fool, I was going to get it. But at the same time, I knew that I could say, I am his daughter, and I would be good. There are groups of fraternal organizations here within our city that know my father, that know my grandfather, that I can say, I am so-and-so, and I know that I am covered. I know that they will watch over me, because that is what my father has put out. My father has put out there to me that no matter what the situation, you are protected. And if there is ever a situation where you are not, all you have to do is call me. So because of that, for me, a man is someone who has that layer of protection. I don't worry about my daughter walking out this door right now because her uncle is here, and ain't nothing gonna happen. I don't worry about that. A provider, and when I say a provider, I mean you don't have to make more money than me. You don't have to, because you're gonna be real hard pressed. I mean, you're gonna have to have a whole lot of letters behind your name, and you're gonna have to be able to do some stuff. But my thing is, are you someone who can teach me? Can you provide for me spiritually? Can you provide for me mentally? Regardless of if you can provide for me financially. I mean, you do have to contribute. Let's not play. But can you provide can you feed into me spiritually? Can you feed into me mentally? Can you feed into me when I'm with you? Do I feel safe? And I don't mean, do I feel like somebody's going to be shooting at me? No, I'm saying, do I feel as a person that the core of who I am is safe?
Yes.
And you got to, I mean, I can't punk. I mean, I don't want to say I can't punk you, because that goes to a whole different level of things, especially when you're talking about me and in conjunction to my life. But for me, a man is someone who, like she said, you've let your nuts drop. They've dropped. You can stand for yourself. You can carry your own. You got this. And for me, my thing is, if I have to step in and maneuver and manage some part of your life, then we're gonna have an issue. I mean, if we're talking about helping one another with business, that's one thing. But if I'm talking about like I literally have to step in and manage some part of your life other than home, that's an issue for me. And that takes away from who a man is to me. So that's a real issue. I do want to roll over here to some of these comments because we've had some real good ones. I want to say shout out, thank you to the ladies of True Black Girl Magic, especially Indiana chapter, because they are saying, hey, we're here, showing out. So TK, Natasha, because Natasha is like, yes, and and she's like that part, because Natasha is one of those very outspoken, but she is very much on point. This is what you have to do, what you have to be, what you have to provide in my life, because she's for real. Tasha's a whole mess, but that's one of my best friends, love her to death. And again, Tawanda, Melinda, because I know she's listening. I'm surprised she ain't tried to give you the business yet, Rush, because she love having conversations with you and Note.
Ain't even did nothing yet.
Not yet. Shanklin, there is no codes. You should be able to just call into that number directly, 312-626-6799. I'm pretty sure Russia's disabled any kind of codes, so you should just be able to call in directly, and we should be able to see you and be able to pull you on in. And oh my goodness, again, folks is giving us hands up, they're giving us claps, but yeah, it's I'm loving it. But yeah.
Well, I want to say that we appreciate all of the listeners. If you want to call into the station, 312-626-6799. Again, dial 312-626-6799. Now, ladies, y'all got to take a chill pill, because I'm about to get my man Big Note in here. You're going to be the first one to kick off on this one. Then we're going to go to Kiki. Then I'm going to go Queen, Ishtar, and I'm always in with Maseko, just in case there's some comments out there from our listeners. But this question goes out to my man Big Note. If you found out that your mate had cheated on you and had sex with a family member, what would you do? Would you leave them alone? That's number one. Number two is, I don't know what the hell I would do. Number three, I would forgive my family member, but not my mate. I would then number four, I would forgive my mate, but not. No, I said that one. And the last one is, I would stay in the relationship and forgive both, but I would be cautious in the future. Come on, Big Note, talk to me.
Man, I can't even remember how I answered this question, but I think I was like, I really don't know.
Let me see. I'm gonna look up and see what you clicked on right quick. Let me see. Nope, you didn't click that one. You clicked it. You didn't click one.
I didn't click. Yeah, and that's probably why. Because when I was looking at it and just putting myself in that situation, I was thinking, man, I really don't know what I would do. And I say this. I'm kind of like where you was at earlier, Russ. Different stages of me would have handled this differently.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
A 20-year-old to 30-year-old Note would have probably choked everybody. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just what it is. I would have tried to choke everybody. I'd turn it out. But that was then. Now, at 30, I probably would have forgave my family member and kicked her to the side. Now at 40, I probably wouldn't deal with either one of y'all. I probably wouldn't have an attitude or have hate toward either one of y'all. But one thing I would definitely do is I would sit back and try to figure out what did I do? What was I not paying attention to? Or where was I at in my relationship that
you missed the ball?
Yeah, that she felt she needed to do this. Because for one, for a man, me personally, with a man, the one thing I know, and I know how ladies, they get this all the time, y'all know this, a man gonna do what a man gonna do. Most men don't know if your woman is attractive. Most men, if they get in that situation, don't know how to say no. They being a man. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? But being the man that I am and the person that I am, I don't dib and dab in that. I don't, if you, well, I can't say I don't because I have, but that was the 30-year-old note. So we gonna leave him in 30s. We have 40 now. But it's just, it's hard to determine because I don't want my family, as far as my family, it would depend because I have a very small family as far as my mother's side is concerned. There's only 3 men outside of my uncle on my mama's side. My mama had 2 boys. My uncle had a son. So there's 3 of us in this aspect. And on that side, if it was one of them 3, I would beat them the fuck up at 48 years old. Yeah. Real shit. Because we've been through way too much. Because we that close. They know me. And if I tell you this is my girl and I look, they know me. So they know I don't claim shit unless I really love it. I could bring 40 or 50, I could bring 2 or 3 women around, but you know which one I'm telling you how I feel about. That's my brothers and my cousin. Now, if it was, I got some other cause I can't, on my dad's side, I don't really know a lot. I know them, but I know of them. I don't know them to know how they respect me. You know what I'm saying? In that family, because only thing that make you family is your blood. You know what I'm saying? That's really it. If a motherfucker ain't around you all your life and ain't grew up, and I treat this as with my friendships and my family. If we ain't been through something, I don't know how you gonna react to anything anyway. So you may look at me and be like, oh, that's my cousin, yeah, but that's my uncle's son. But, and this is just real story. My dad, not that he wasn't there, but me being in my mom's house, everything I did was with my mother's family, side of the family. So I was closer to my mother's side of the family. As I got older, not that I didn't know my father's side of the family, but when I moved to Indianapolis, where a lot of them live in Anderson and Indianapolis, I started to know them a little more. And we became closer. So therefore I wouldn't, and there are some that I wouldn't expect. I don't think they would, but if they did, like I said, it's like, I would analyze myself first to make sure I was being the man that I was supposed to be. And I can honestly say I'm not a person at 48 years old right now that's a sexual juggernaut. That's not in my, you know what I'm saying? That's not something that's probably going to be the one thing that's going to cost me a relationship, because you can give it to me today and I could be cool till Christmas. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? And me knowing women, especially women in their 40s, at their sexual peak, they might not accept that. So if she go and she come to me, well, you wasn't giving it to me. Yeah, you're right. So, hey, that's what happened. I can't get mad at you for going to get something I wasn't providing for you.
Just say she should have caught you years ago.
Definitely. It definitely should have caught me a few years ago. And I'm not saying that because I don't have that sexual drive or that it's just not important to me anymore. I have my business that I'm trying to I have other things that I'm trying to do. My nonprofit founder. I have more things that are just that I don't sit it and like I could be sitting here and like I'm looking at our co-hosts and they could be right here going, oh, I just can't wait to get off of here so I ain't touched my man all day. You know what I'm saying? As for me, I'm just sitting here like, okay, let's go win. If I get some tomorrow, I'm happy. And in all honesty, and this is just being 100% honest, I have not had sex in over a year and a half. And it doesn't bother me at all. Part of it being that I had my stroke, so I don't feel the same as a man that I can put in my best as I used to be able to do. But even before I had my stroke, that was one of the reasons me and my mate probably did separate, because she was, yeah, one of them. You don't touch me enough. You don't, ooh, man, go get it then. I don't, leave me alone. I don't feel it right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because if I do it, I'm fucking somebody else. If I tell you I don't want to be bothered and I'm not, don't touch me in this, oh, you must got somebody on the side. But let you tell me that, and I'm gonna be like, woo, thank the Lord. I really was just trying to make you happy right now. Let me go get this good nap in. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am right now. So I can't, I'm when it comes to that sex shit, man, it's just like, it's because it don't rank high in my relationship as to what I need to maintain my relationship. I can't really answer that as to what would I do. But if we was at that end game, now if that mate was my wife, oh yeah, OJ Simpson me up, because it's going down. The glove must, if the glove don't fit, you must quit, because it's going down. You, him, and anybody that's a witness to what I'm about to do gotta go. It's just
Leave no witnesses now.
Yeah, no witnesses. It's just that. But if you just some random chick that you know what I'm saying, I've been dating for a couple months, and because you know I'm not the handsomest out of my niggas. You know what I'm saying? My bros and some. I'm not the. Hey, you might have. I hear women say it all the time. Damn, why didn't I wait till he took me around his buddies before I decided to make him my man? You know what I'm saying? So hey, knock yourself out, because at the end of the day, in my mind, what I'm gonna say to you is, you don't know what you just missed out on. You let some penis fuck up your millions. Because I'm about to be a millionaire. I don't know what that nigga got going on. So you just let him mess up your money. Holla at you. More power to you. Because they probably ain't gonna be together no longer anyway, because the same way you got them is the same way you'll lose them. That's how I feel.
Oh my God. I forgot who was next after that, because it was real, but it was funny as hell. It was funny than a motherfucker to me. Shit.
And you know I make a lot of light, but bro, you know, out of my assholeness, I tell my truth. I really just don't.
Who was next? Who was next up?
Hold on. I just want to jump in here real quick. So we missed a couple comments because my stream froze. We were talking.
1 second. Always drop the comments after we go through our circle.
Okay.
That way we can just, you know, give it a full time, because I want everybody to get their full question, and I want us to veer off. Okay. Who was next? Who was next? Who was the second person?
I done threw here.
I don't know, but I'll know. I'm still stuck on, let the penis mess up your millions. Okay. For how would I handle that? Man, oh man. Like in my younger days, yeah, I would have went, I call it gangster boogie. I would have went to somebody's house, both the houses. It would have been some furniture moving. It would have been a bad day for everybody. But now, in this place in my life, nah. If y'all want to do that, there's too many other people out here. Like, what the hell? I'm not gonna be fighting over what y'all like it. You got my blessing. Unless you are worth it to me. But if that were the case, see, it all ties into agreements. If we're in a monogamous relationship, then cheating is off the table. If we are in a polygamous relationship, well, we can talk, because we're going to integrate people, but it's not just sex, it is a community. It all depends on the agreement. So if this happened in a monogamous relationship, buddy, you done broke the contract. You know what I'm saying? What can you say to me? I understand people make mistakes. I'm not going to be judgmental, but at the same time, y'all want it, go get it. You're not going to step into something that you don't want. People don't think before they step into crap. So for me, I don't know. My younger years, yeah, some people would have been messed up. They would have been effed up. Seriously. It would have been a bad day. I'm just letting you know for them. And I don't harm any of that personal stuff. I'm going to put my hands on you. Now, but this point in my life right now, I'm not doing none of that crap, man. There's too many other people out here. What, you kidding me? Here for what? Y'all want to go get it? Let me sing you off. I'll sing a song off so y'all can go on. Because that's shady. That shows me who you are. So I say thank you. You going to dip like that? That's not our agreement? Nah. Now, if it's our agreement, it's a different story. But if we didn't agree to that, like what Robert De Niro said in, what was that, Meet the Fockers? In the circle of trust, you done got your ass out the circle of trust. You over there. That's what happened.
Oh my God. Okay, who do we have up next? Who's the next person?
I am.
Let's go.
I am. Yeah, I had a situation where I was with this guy and he did something with two of my friends. He was just a double hoe. Two of my friends. And it was real bad. I mean, because he was a linebacker, he was a football player. He was an attractive dude. He went to Dorsey, out here in LA. So he was popular. But I told him I love the Lord. I was young and I really wanted to be a Christian. And everybody thought that was a joke. They felt like, oh, she's a holy roller. I look back on it and it was a good idea. And I should have done it a longer time than what I did. Because there was a lot of people that it was a waste of time. And the thing about it is I wanted to do it, but I knew at the time that it was wrong for me to do it. So I didn't want to do that. So long story short, my other best friend set me down when we were outside during lunchtime and she said, I have something to tell you. She was like, Reggie slept with this person. And I said, what? She said, I'm not done yet. I said, then he slept with this other person too. And both of them I grew up with. Both of them. I said, they some hoes. I need to deal with this. So I was ready to fight. In the story, I was hot as fish grease. I was done. And so I went and looked at the bathroom. They were hiding from me, all that, just dirty. And you're not going to believe this. But years later, he found me on Facebook and apologized and had the nerve to say, well, why were you still friends with them? They were your friends and they did it to me and they were hoes. I said, but I understand all that, but you were supposed to be my man. And if I said that it was spiritual and I didn't want to go there because I love the Lord, why couldn't you just respect that? And he's like, because I was young and I wanted some. You were smart for what you did. And you were a godly woman, and that's a good thing. And you should be really grateful today because that was a good thing for you to do. So it's funny. He told me years later, but he said that was the right thing for me to do. Sometimes the popular thing is not the thing to do just because everybody says do it or they want to do it. It doesn't mean that's good for you to do it. So my thing is, as an adult, I had somebody did that to me. And I told the girl, and I really had to ask the Lord to forgive me afterward. I told the girl I was going to run her over with my car or I was either going to shoot her. And I thought about it later and I said, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But at the time I was mad. I was hot as fish grease because I felt like you messing with my stuff, my man, and you going to sit here and think I'm going to let you live? And I mean, but I look at it now and it was psychotic for me to say something like that to her. And keep in mind, she went around and told everybody, Latrice said she was going to run over me with her car and she was going to shoot me, pick. And everybody that came back to me was like, did you say that? I said, yeah, I said that. And the thing is, anger will make you say some things, because nobody wants somebody to fool with a man, especially if they're a family member or somebody close to you like that. You have to be scum. You have to just be the lowest scum on the earth to be somebody's sister or somebody's auntie or somebody's brother to just go there with somebody's mate. That's wrong. You want to get whooped when you do something like that. That's dirty. So I don't think in my life now, God forbid, because Russ would probably have to bail me out of jail in Los Angeles. He'd fly down here because I'm gonna whoop somebody's butt. If I call you and tell you, oh, your brother didn't went there with somebody, come get me. Oh, it's gonna be some problems. It just would be very ugly. I know that I'm a nice person, but nice people, and they always say, oh, watch out for that person that's streetwise, they gonna shoot you. No, watch out for somebody in glasses. It's somebody to go to church every Sunday, because they're gonna wear you out when you do something to them. And I'm that one. I wear glasses and I go to church. I'm gonna be the one that's gonna need bail money, because if I didn't gave my money to you and I didn't gave my life to you and pledged my love to you and all the people that was coming at me and I chose you, and you gonna cheat on me with a relative, you have to go. You gonna have to pay. And maybe the Lord has had to deal with me on that, but that's where I'm at. Because somebody would be missing. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Hold on one quick second. I think that Seiko, do we have somebody on the line? I don't see anybody online. No, I don't see him online. I don't see him online. So let's move on to the next person. Kiki,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
talk to me, baby.
Everybody got to go. Everybody got to go. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to fight with you. That's what you want? Bye. You know, because I'm the catch there. So if you lower yourself and you do that, then yeah, it ain't even for me. For me, as I'm not in the mind space to be, I'm too violent to be arguing. So I just don't like doing it. So I just be like, you can leave and you can leave. And then that's to be it. I will forgive them, but I wouldn't forget. And people get that confused. Just because I forgive you don't mean I got to continue to deal with you. Don't mean I got to continue to be around you. None of that. I'm gonna forgive you and excuse you from my presence. That's all I got for you. But I mean, again, that's the most straightforward question. I've been in a situation kind of like that with a family member, but it was a situation where I noticed that the significant other kind of liked my brother. And I'm the type of person that will test your loyalty beyond limits. Whatever I got to do to figure out who you really are, because I believe people wear a mask and they'll wear that mask as long as you don't pay attention. So the situation I found myself in, I kind of saw behavior changes, saw like the difference in the tone of voice. And I was like, bro, try to holler at her. And he was like, what? You love her, you this, you that. And I was like, I don't care. I just want to see what she gonna do. And I would rather know now than waste all this time. And whole time, that's the type of person she is. So he did it, and she, as sure as shit stink, fell for the trap. And I was like, I don't want to argue about this. When I get home, I want you to have your stuff out of my house. And it's over with. It was the most non-confrontational breakup everybody had ever seen. And they were like, how do you just do that? Like you didn't care. It wasn't that I didn't care, but I saw what I was dealing with and I moved accordingly. I'm not going to force you as a square into a circle. I'm not going to force that. If that's the type of person you are, I'm going to believe the first time. It's not going to take another time after this, or it's not going to take another cousin or a brother, or, you know, we out and you see somebody more attractive, whatever the case may be. If you're showing me with this predicament right here, I've seen everything I need to see. And I think people find themselves hurt because they see things and then they ignore it. Well, maybe I seen that wrong, or maybe I felt that wrong, or maybe I'm tripping. I'm overthinking this. No, your intuition is extra serious and it ain't going to steer you wrong. So if you feel like it's a situation where it's wrong. And then don't let like your dismissiveness get you into trouble. And this is one of those situations where if your significant other slept with a family member, there was signs that was gonna happen, but you just wasn't paying attention, or you dismissed it. They laugh too many times at family barbecues, or when this person come around, then this other person get overly excited. Like there was telltale signs that led to that. They didn't just meet each other for the first time and be like, we about to sleep together. There was things that happened in there to where you just wasn't paying attention close enough to either or the family member or the significant other. Or you saw it and you just chose not to respond to it appropriately. So I think it's like a loaded question almost, because what you're going to do is based off like the person that you are. That's not a one size fit all type question right there. That's just my opinion.
I guess it's on me now. A family member sleeping with my significant other. Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna stomp a mud hole in both of them. The significant other, kick rocks. Family, I'm gonna deal with you at a distance from a long handle spoon. I know what you cut like now, so I'm not fooling with you. Now, after I get through stomping the mud hole in them, I'm gonna have to come pick a few of y'all up. We go into anger management classes, but nah, it's not gonna go down like that. I don't think anybody in my family would do anything like that, but they already know. That's out the question.
Miss Seiko.
Ooh. Let me. Okay, first of all, I'm not real close with a whole lot of members of my family, but the ones that I am, I already know. I came out the womb swinging, and I ain't stopped yet. So after I get through clearing and dragging folks through the mud, because you best believe it's gonna be some altercations. Then, like you said, that family member, I'm gonna handle you with a very, very long-handled spoon. And my significant other, by the time you get out the hospital, your stuff is gonna be, all packed up, ready for you to go, and I'm gonna need you to be on your way. That anger management class Queen was talking about, I'm one of those that she was gonna swing by and pick up on the way to go to anger management, and she's gonna have Keon on the phone. She's gonna have Miss Kiki on the phone talking to me like immediately, trying to diffuse the situation and calm me down in the first place, because that's my people. Yeah, it's not
gonna need a short bus. Everybody.
it's not going down, because like I said, that's who I am. I mean, I bars none, whether it is a male, whether it is a female. And I put off into some predicaments and some situations because of that. But yeah, I bars none. We gon' box. We just are. It just is what it is. And that's all I have to say about that. But when we were talking about what is a man, I missed one of the comments. And Natasha, because that's when I was doing the shout out to my girls of True Black Girl Magic. Natasha and I are very, very good friends. She's one of my closest friends. And she says, a guardian of his galaxy, stern yet gentle, a teacher, a lover, friend, my soulmate. He is someone I want my boys to aspire to be. And she said, and that is Lee, and Lee is her husband. And he's an absolute, he is to me one of the, those that I will say is an epitome of a true man. Like, I don't say that about, I don't go around saying, oh, that's a real man, because to me they're few and far between. Because a lot of the men in my life, you show me signs that I'm not gonna give you that title. her husband is one of those that I will say, is truly what we would consider, what I would consider a real man.
Okay. So now I want y'all to pay attention because I'm about to fuss at y'all. I need y'all to pay attention to the order that I'm giving y'all because y'all driving me crazy with this today. My next question is going to be this. I'm about to give out the order.
What's your answer?
I said, I don't know. I don't know if I'd fuck somebody up. I don't know if I'm just keeping it real. Like that would be one of them things
That's real shit though, because I really wouldn't know.
You know how we talked about when we were younger, how we responded to shit different. In my 40s,
You be fucking up somebody.
No. In my 40s, I try to avoid real negative situations. You know what I mean? Because I know my past. I know what I've done in the past. I know the times that I've had to go to jail. I know the times that, I just know me. I'm very clear on me. Like if somebody was to have a conversation with me and they would tell me all the shit that was wrong with me, I'd be like, yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't argue with them. So in a situation like that, I don't know. And when I said I didn't know, I really meant I didn't know because what happens if I found out like in front of you? You know what I mean? Did I find out through somebody else? How did I get this information? And who was around me when I got the information? I think if I found out the information and people were around me, it would be, I would be really, really, really trying not to fucking go off. Now, I'm going to say this. If I had something to drink and I found out, it'd be some problems for motherfuckers. It would be some problems for motherfuckers. Like, that's a real serious shit. But let me move on to the next question. And I want y'all to pay attention to the order I'm gonna give y'all so that we can get this together. Maseko's always gonna go last so she can hit up our listeners. So we got that straight. Then I want to go with Latrice first, Queenie, Ishtar, Carl. Then I want to go. Where my girl go? I'm gonna kill her. And then I'm gonna end it with Maseko. Okay. Now answer this question. If you and your mate made plans to spend time together and you did not hear from them within a 24-hour period, but you knew that they were okay, what would you think? Option 1, I'd have to wait to speak to them. Option 2, it wouldn't bother me at all. Option 3, I would think something came up. Option 4, I feel like they don't want to spend time with me. And then option 5, that they were up to something suspicious. Let's go.
Okay. Let me turn my video back on. First of all, I'd have to speak to him. But I'm going to tell you, if you're not answering your phone, I'm going to have a problem with that. We've been together 19 years, and he knows how I am about not answering the phone. So if he don't answer the phone, I'm gonna be leaving messages. Why you not answering your phone? What you doing? Because my question is, I'm gonna go there, so I don't know why you're not answering your phone. So he knows how I can get. So usually if he can't get to his phone or his phone has died, he'll call me within minutes because he knows I'm tripping because he's not answering the phone. Like I had an experience where he was at the grocery store and he just couldn't get to the phone right quick enough. And I'm leaving messages, why you not answering the phone? I don't like that. And so he's like, Kitty, what is it? What you calling? I'm in the store. I couldn't get to the phone quick enough. So my thing is,
we ain't talking about we ain't talking about no store. We talking about 24 hours have passed. Like, I want y'all to listen to this question one more again. If your mate made plans with you, you were supposed to go out with this nigga on Friday night, and then you didn't hear from this motherfucker for 24 hours, but you saw them online, or you knew that you saw that they was okay. You knew for a fact that nothing had come, like ain't nothing came up, but you ain't heard from this motherfucker, but you were supposed to go out on a date and meet up with this person. What would you be thinking? I'm about to choke because I just see he just accepted the invitation to what? Boy, I'm gonna beat the dog snapple out of you, boy. You late. We on that. Go, Jesus. Go ahead and answer the question before I let the Holy Spirit take over my body right quick. Go ahead.
It seems like you about to bust a gasket right now. But I'm gonna tell you, I have a spasm. I have a spasm at that point. I'd be pissed. I'm not gonna lie to you. He might as well go on and pick his coffin out, because I would be mad as hell. If he didn't answer the phone and I saw he didn't went online and he talking online and posting stuff, his behind his grass, he gonna get it from me. And it's not gonna be pretty either. It's gonna be an MF involved in that conversation, because that's inconsiderate. Because to me, you had time to get on the computer, you had time to say hi to your homeboy and tell the barber what time you was gonna go and get your hair cut Sunday. Okay, then you gonna get in trouble with me. Because but see, that's what that tells you is one thing. That person don't want to go out with you. That's what the message would be to me. They don't want to go out with you.
So if
they didn't say nothing for 24 hours,
you would think they were up to something. Okay, you would think they were up to something suspicious. Okay, who's next?
Did she bail out? Since you read that question and elaborated on it, because when I first read it, I read it as if, okay, we had plans, and for 24 hours I didn't hear from you. Not that you missed the date.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you're saying that we supposed to be on a date and I don't hear from you 24 hours, I ain't got to hear from you no more. Keep it moving, because you was doing whatever you wanted to do without me. Bye. I don't have time for that. Keep it pushing, pimping.
Keep it pushing, pimping. Pushing, pimping. Who's next? Come on, talk to me.
I'm right here. Okay. I'm glad you added that extra layer on there about they were on social media doing all this other stuff and they don't call. I'm going to be honest. I would have to go Nam Myoho Reggae before, because I might flip off and say something that doesn't need to be said. So I will wait to talk to them, but I will watch their movements. Like if I saw them online, I happen to be online, I wouldn't be stalking them, but I'll observe what's going on, and then call when we finally do talk. I'll let them have it. Like if I haven't heard from you in 24 hours, but you did this, and this, and we had plans, that's unacceptable. That means you don't value my time, nor yours. So we got an issue. And I gotta think, and I'm gonna take a note out of Miss Van Zant's book. She said, if you get or hear something that does not resonate with you, here's another way you can curse at somebody and still keep it classy. Beloved, what you're saying to me right now doesn't resonate with my spirit. So what I'm gonna have to do is go within, and I'm gonna have to get back to you on that, beloved. And what beloved is saying is, motherfucker, excuse me, bitch ass, okay, so whatever you want to say in that moment, out of anger. But I would much rather not be emotional and talking unclear, because then you hear more. So I want to know what the hell was the goings on and why you couldn't contact me. We got plans in 24 hours. What stopped you from ding, 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 and you can use these to get online, but you couldn't use ding, ding, ding to call? There's an issue. So I'm going to have to reevaluate how I view you. What is this message saying to me? What does it say about what we have? So we would have to talk, and after that, I would have to hit a beloved and go within, meditate, and come back for you. Because that's unacceptable. That's disrespectful to me. It's not so big, it's not like a deal breaker, but what it is a deal breaker in this way. It's about respect. So if you don't respect me even for something like this, or you can respect me with other things, I got to look at you. Do I need to be around that energy? If the answer is no, you go bye-bye, boo. Notes next.
Well, first thing I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to send her some candy or some flour, because 9 times out of 10 she getting back at me because I did that shit to her. I'm just gonna be honest. I probably slipped a date somewhere down the line. Maybe 2 or 3 of them I forgot to go do, because I don't. Once my mind is focused on you, tell me something. 24 hours is too long to give me for a date. I'm just gonna keep it 100, because if you don't stay on my ass, I'm gonna forget. I'm just gonna do it. I don't care what you do. I get to doing my thing and get into doing something, and 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh shit, I done fucked up, y'all. What happened, bro? I was supposed to take baby on a date, but you didn't. Nah, so fuck it. Let's kick it, because I'm already in trouble. Ain't no need to rush to be late. So fuck it. And then when she do it to me and I'm looking up, especially knowing that you online and you posting and you doing it, you let me know that you know that it was something going on. So I'm gonna probably look at myself first and say, did I miss something somewhere? Because I'm good at fucking up. I'm good at that, especially if I hit the weed a little bit and I'm hanging out with my club brothers or something, and I done forgot we were supposed to do this. Yeah, I probably did something. Now, if I didn't do nothing and I see you on Facebook and you doing this and you just said, fuck me, period, oh, I got you. Don't even trip. I'm a tit for tat nigga. I ain't gonna even lie. So I'm gonna get on your post wherever you was just commenting at. Whatever you said, I'm gonna get on that mom. Like, hey, how you doing? Oh yeah, what's up? Oh, that's funny as hell, girl. You crazy. You know what I'm saying? Ha 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 ha. And then I'm gonna get in your inbox and be like, don't come to this house. And then I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna keep playing. But in my mind, hey, if I ain't heard from you in 24 hours, okay, maybe you got a good excuse. Okay, that's cool. But I know what your excuse is going to be. Your excuse is probably going to be something that I did, because I'm good for that. I just know me. I'm not good with keeping plans. I never have been, because I don't like I'm spontaneous. I'm not one that'll say, babe, it's Monday. Hey, let's go to the movies Friday, because I got 3 days in between to forget all about that shit. And I'm going to pretty much do it if you don't stay on my ass. If you don't ask me, babe, we still going to the movie Friday on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 9 times out of 10 come Friday, I done been and got partied in me and I done forgot. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look at the situation and be like, what the hell caused you not to? Ooh. And then after that, it's just like, okay, well, you didn't care to go on the date, so it's pretty much a wrap. Unless it was something I did and you was just being tit for tat, and all right, yeah, I get it. Okay, ooh, that's cool. But other than that, yeah, man, you could get on Facebook and you could do this, that, and the third, but you can't call me and just say, oh, are we still going out? That's all it would take for me is, are we still doing what we doing? Okay, yeah, cool. But I'm like Ishtar, that's just a blatant sign of disrespect. If you didn't, it's got to be a reason why. I can't fathom the fact that I would fuck with somebody dumb enough to skip a date and get on Facebook knowing we supposed to be together. Because that's saying to me, it's something saying a little bit more to me. It's just something about it had to be something. It's got to be something. It's got to be a reason why you on Facebook and you ain't over here and getting ready or calling me or telling me something. It's got to be a reason. It better be a reason. It better be a reason, because if it ain't a reason, then all right, cool. Obviously, I'm not what you wanted to do. So I holler at you, but I'm going to take it as though I pretty much think I did something that fucked up and you getting back. But hey, whatever it is, it's hard. I'm not good at planning dates. I ain't never been good at planning dates, and I probably never will be. I don't even, me and my mama go through this every day. She be like, what we going to eat on Thursday? Mama, it's Saturday. I don't know. Or what you want to do. Let's go do this. I've been smoking weed since I was 13. So My brain cells is fried. You got to stay on my top. And like I said, so I'm gonna take it as though it's probably something I did. But once we get to that point, I need to talk to you to make sure that's what it is. Because if it wasn't you just being tit for tat, then kick rocks with no shoes on. Beat it. I don't need that type of energy. I'm cool. Obviously, you didn't want to be with me. It ain't nothing to argue about. It ain't nothing to do. So I guess in a way, in that question, I'm gonna think a lot of shit. I'm gonna think you doing something. I'm gonna think everything. I'm gonna think everything under the sun. And that's probably just how because I know me and I know, like you said earlier, Russ, all the shit I done did from woo, 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 woo. I'm pretty much thinking it's probably coming, but no, I don't have to deal with it. Just because I did it don't mean you're going to get over with it. But yeah, I probably would just be like, cool, go ahead, do what you do. It wasn't, I'm petty too. So like I said, I'd be on the post commenting, doing this. I'd probably even ask, oh, hey, so do I need to pick you up in 10 minutes or you just gonna meet me there or you gonna have to answer me. It ain't gonna be none of that. You gonna have to answer me. I see you. I don't care if you made the post on Tuesday and it's Friday. I know you all right and I ain't heard from you. I'm on that post on Tuesday. I'm on whatever post it was you made last. Like, hey, how you doing? Where you been? You all right? Still alive? It's 24 hours later.
I'm just gonna be. I'm gonna let Maseko. I always want Maseko to close us out on the issues. I just got to say this. Like me personally, my time is valuable to me. It may not be valuable to you. You feel what I'm saying? Because there's two things that I'm looking at. It's like the one is like you saying, fuck my time, number one. Two, for you to fuck around and ignore the fuck out what the fuck we had going on, and you gonna do some other shit and then not even respond. Like, cause see, that's the killer part to me. It only takes you picking up the fucking phone and saying, yo, something came up. I can't make it. Blase Skippy. As opposed to just running this game like, I'll talk to this motherfucker when I talk to him. You know what I mean? Like some people feel that way. Like I just avoid this fucking situation and don't recognize. And in avoiding that situation, you make the situation so much fucking worse because there's nothing worse than a person that does not know and they have to, and their mind begins to wonder and they start to assume certain things that you're doing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, this motherfucker is out here kicking it and I see him online or whatever, and this motherfucker ain't talking to me. So was you fucking with another motherfucker last night? What the fuck was going on? Why I ain't heard from you? So for me, it's just like, yo, and that's what cracked me up. Nobody clicked that option of they would be suspicious on that post. So like I was like, shit, am I the only motherfucker in life that looks at if a motherfucker stands them up and don't say shit that they ain't gonna have a problem with it? I mean, that's just me. Come on, Seiko.
Hold on, Seiko. I gotta go and note. I gotta go and note because I ain't gonna keep letting you use the excuse of I smoke weed and I forgot. If me and you got a date set up and you hanging with your homies, that's letting me know, one, you wasn't excited to be with me. Two, you didn't give a damn about being with me. You would prefer to be with your homies smoking weed than hanging out with me. So that excuse, you might get it one time.
Yeah, it probably would have been my fault. That's what I'm saying. It probably would have been my fault because I know me. I get that that's just what it is. I'm not going to do that. But another thing real quick, Seiko, let me say it. It also, if we say we're going to be there at 7, we supposed to do something at 7. If you ain't there at 7, at 7:10, I done found something else to do any motherfucker way, so fuck you.
Well, you would be saying that to me because I'm always late.
Come on.
So, yeah, tit for tat. I can see me, yep.
Oh, Lord. So I just want to say hi to Shantae and hi to Eddie because they both let me know that they are online and they are with us. Mike Shanklin, he's saying that he's having some technical issues. I sent you a message, Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you. Okay, see, first of all, if we have plans and I don't hear from you, the first time I'm gonna give you a pass. And when I say the first time, I mean, you know, like the first 30 minutes or so, because after that, I'm gonna reach out to you.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm about to say the first time ain't no fucking first time.
No, listen. Let me hold on. When I say the first time, I mean the first time in between the time you supposed to be there and the first time I contact you. So I'm gonna give you about 30 minutes. If I have not heard from you during that time, I am going to make an attempt to contact you. If I don't hear from you, we're going to have issues and problems and complications because I have a foul temper. And I'm one of those people, I honestly believe in respecting my time because I have so much going on. And then there's the fact that, you know, so I have multiple shows going on. I have my family. I have a whole lot of stuff going on. So if I have taken this time, if I have made it a point to carve out this time for you, and then I don't hear from you, you don't show, okay. So like I said, the first time is 30 minutes because, you know, 30 minutes, I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you, I'm going to text you, whatever. If I don't hear from you at that point in time, you have now become everything but a child of God in my book. Am I suspicious? If I don't hear from you within that 21st, those 24 hours, like you said, yeah. Oh yeah. What the hell are you doing? Matter of fact, you know what? I'm not even worried about what you're doing because apparently whatever it was more important. So unless you are sick, somebody died, whatever.
In jail.
Yeah, well, you know, if you in jail and but if you sick or somebody died, okay, that's acceptable. But other than that, I'm like, okay, so for real, you couldn't. Okay, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, because I'm gonna tell you. One of those things, look, what my mother told me, you know, years ago, what one man won't do for you, another one will. And unfortunately for a lot of the folks in my life, if that dude won't do it, that female might. So don't play with me. I ain't got time. You got 30 minutes.
Look at it.
See, the thing about me though, I can't ask no questions. I can't call and ask a question because then my mind really gonna be wandering. Like 24 hours later, if I call you, so what happened to you last night? I'm listening to your voice. And if you give me some, it's going to be, what do you mean? So if in 24 hours I ain't heard from you, I probably, until you call me, we probably not going to hear from each other again. I don't care what your reasoning is because I know me and I know how my mind think. I'm instantly, if that reason don't sound right to me, I don't want to hear shit else you talking about. Now in my book, you're a liar. Because now I need proof of this. I need, also you was where, oh, me and my girls got to woo-woo. Oh, okay, well, hey. And then the next time I see her get on that post, oh, girl, so I see y'all had a good time last Saturday, huh? You better had to spoke to her. Because I'm telling you, if she tell me what you mean, I was at home in the bed. Ike Turner. I'm all on it. So I don't want to even do all that. So if I ain't heard from you in that 24 hours, I'm probably not going to hear from you because I'm not going to call you to try to figure out why. I'm not going to give you the opportunity to lie to me. You're going to have to call me and be like, oh, babe, I forgot I did this. I did. Okay, well, you're going to have to do that because if I feel you lying to me, I'm like you, Russ. My time is important. So if I feel I want to know, it's got to be a valid reason for you to not have made it or not to pick up the phone or them same fingers you use to type that post, type a text, any of that. So yeah, it's probably a done deal because if you don't call me and find out why I ain't calling you and so we can get it over with, I'm just done. I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to let you volunteer no bullshit to me.
See, for me personally, man, it's like it's a respect factor. If you were at your job, you wouldn't fuck around and not just call. You know, like you recognize if you don't call into your job and you take the fuck off for a day and ain't called nobody and talked to nobody, well, guess what? 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna have a job when you get there. You feel what I'm saying? You're not gonna have it. So, like, if you can go through life and go to a stressful job that you don't even care for, you don't even like this goddamn job, but you can follow the rules in that goddamn job, but you can't follow the rules in your, for basic relationship shit. Man, that is the biggest pet peeve to me, because it, like I said, it goes to show what you think about me. You feel what I'm saying? It goes to show what you think about what I feel about and what my time is and what's important to me. Because guess what? If I decided to spend time with you, that was important to me. Because I'm the type that I don't have to fuck with nobody. I don't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, the most people I talk to throughout the week, period, is my brother and the people on this station. Yeah, I know. I see Seiko raising your hand. I talk to people on this station because this is where my passion is. You feel what I'm saying? This is where my heart is. I feel like this. If I know I get on y'all nerves sometime during the week and changing stuff up. But if you didn't understand what my passion was with this, then you don't need to be a part of this team. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm following you, I have to trust your vision. You feel what I'm saying? If I'm following Maseko and Maseko say, listen, I want you to get on this program with me. I want you to do this job with me. She's automatically letting me know she trusts me to do something. If I just say fuck her time, what does that leave me? You know what I'm saying? I want to get to my last question of the night. And
you had a comment on this, a couple of them.
What are they?
I've read what I could see. It was Mike Shanklin and I were having a conversation because he was trying to get through. But I realized now that there was he wasn't trying to necessarily call in. He was trying to come in through the computer, but that's a meeting ID thing. It's technical stuff. We're good. It was me and Mike. It's all good.
I get to this last question because we're getting towards our 2-hour wrap up. This is going to be, I want to really hit this one. This is going to be funny to me. Do you have a problem with dating someone 20 years younger or older than you? Yes, you would. Number 2, I don't know. Never really thought about it. And number 3, no, I don't see anything wrong with it at all. So yes, I would means like I would have a problem with it. So don't, check it out from that perspective. Let's go with Queen, Note, and then we'll end it with Seiko. Because I think that's all we got really left. Let me see. No, I'm sorry. I see we got everybody online. So let me go with Queen, Latrice, Ishtar, Note, and then we're gonna end it with Seiko.
20 years younger is my child. So no, I've dated 20 years older, and they can be a handful too. I don't have a problem with it, but they can still be a handful for me.
Well, I'm telling you, I have never dated a man 20 years older than me.
Can't hear you. Sound far from the phone or something. We can't hear you right now.
I have never dated a man that was 20 years older than me, but I wouldn't want to be getting nagged. That's one thing. Because I'm very conscientious of my nagging, so I don't want to be nagged. And I think an older man would nag me and I would get pissed off and tell him to shut up by accident. And then as far as a younger man, I've had a man that was 14 years younger like me, and it was romper room for real. And I was like, oh no, honey, I couldn't do that with you because you childish. I've been and killed you. I can't deal with that. She's right. It's like dealing with your child. My husband is 9 years younger than me, and I love him to death, but he was very mature. And if he would not have been mature, it wouldn't have worked. I mean, and when we first started, he was 20.
And I was like, oh, I wonder how this is gonna go because I might end up killing him. But my patience is not good for for BS. But he got his mind right. He got his mind right. And we ended up working it out, and it's been great. We've had our ups and downs, but it's been a great relationship. But it personally it depends on who the person is. Because some people are mature that are young, and some people that are older and they don't even look like they're older. So I guess it just depends on what somebody likes.
Think we got Ishtar coming up next.
Yeah, for me, I don't have a problem. Like I agree with Latrice. It's about maturity. Now, I'm 44, so that would be below my age limit. Honestly, I don't go any lower than late 20s. I have younger men that hit on me all the time, younger and older. When I was younger, I thought everything that there was came with an older man, and boy, was I mistaken. It's about the maturity. So I don't really look at the age. Too young is too young. Like, we can't do that. But late 20s and the 30s, yeah, I can do it. 20 years older now, no. No. I don't. It depends on the person. But if they are just what some people would consider average, 20 years older, nah.
So you ain't doing it, huh?
Because they got to keep up. They got to keep up. I got a lot of energy. They got to be able to keep up. I can't have someone that's like they don't have a zest for life. Man, you gonna? I don't know. I need that. So, I'm just that spirit that passed. Like, where is it at? You alive? Like, be happy to be alive. You're only as old as the way you feel inside. That's maturity, spirituality, your heart. But
Hey.
24, nah.
And I wanted to say this to you before we got off the air too. I am rocking. I don't know if y'all can see me, but I am rocking some fresh. If you want to get that, and I kept my in my pocket.
So, come on,
that's your
black tourmaline.
Hey man, y'all know this is about to be retarded, right? Because this is real quick and simple for me. I'm 48, 20 years older than me. All I'm thinking is, Marcus, darling. No, I don't want that. I don't want to get in the bed smelling icy hot and none of that. I'm good. I don't want to have to help you change your Depends. I'm not doing it. Now, 20 years younger, as a 48-year-old man, I'm going to keep it 100. Hell yeah, I would love to have a 28-year-old. Reality, I can't keep up. So see, I'm just stuck. Keep me in my range. Maybe from 40 to 58. Keep me in my 10-year range. 20 years is, for me, at 48 is way too old. That's, my mama is 70 something. Nah, I can't do it, man. It don't, not, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. And don't get me wrong, I would love to have a younger woman on my team. But she gonna wear me out. Man, I'm good. I'm cool. I'm cool, fam. Real tight. Real shit. I am good. Give me somebody that's satisfied with saying, hey, give me your best 2 hours this month. and we can pick it up later somewhere else. Nah, man, I can't. I'm just sorry. This is just me. I see y'all looking at me crazy, but I'm for real. I'm old. My body don't heal the same. And if I put a Charlie horse might take me 3 hours to recover from now at 48 years old. I got shit to do. I can't deal with that. I'm just saying.
Like, we need to get a health plan for this nigga, because this nigga every week talking about his knees cracking He-
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I can't, man.
but we need to have help.
Yeah, we need to do me something. We need Obamacare back or something for me, because
There, somebody phone.
yeah, I can't. I think we need Obamacare back for your boy, because I can't do 20 years younger and 20 years old is, yeah, man. I'm in bad shape right now, man. Y'all pray for your boy. I'm in bad shape. And then I got a daughter that's 25. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't want to subject my daughter to, if I actually start liking it. For one, they ain't going. They not going. They ain't having it. Me dating somebody in their 20s and they in their 20s, and mind you, I got 3 of them. Seiko, you know how they are. They not going. They ain't going. And I don't even want to have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? They done threatened some of their homegirls, because some of their homegirls be like, oh, your daddy's so fine. Girl, y'all better leave my daddy alone, because he will hurt your feelings. I got a good 25 minutes in me. Yeah, I got that place.
Psycho, come on. Come on, Psycho.
All I'm gonna say is 20 years ago, no. And I'm gonna leave it at that because you remember the rest of that conversation. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say my piece. I'm gonna read these comments because okay, I'm one of those real horrible, like I sit there. Okay, first of all, when we talk about dating, yeah, if you under 40, I'm not doing it. I can't, my mind ain't right. Like 45, you might be pushing it because I'm just like, no. 20 years older, that nigga damn near 70. Still no, ain't happening. My parents is like 72. No, I can't do that either. Literally my age range is probably about, I'm gonna say about 45 to about 55. And beyond that, I'm like, no. I just can't. I mean, I from the whole, I'm a rock with you. You know what I mean? But if I'm rocking with you, I'm trying to, we trying to do this long term. I'm going to be there with you through thick and thin. And we get ready to handle this. But I would hope that I have a few more years before, as he starts saying, the icy hot and the depend stage. Like, I'm gonna need us to have some time in before we hit icy hot and depends. Now, I will say the advantage of the younger men, but there again, we're talking about dating as opposed to maintenance. Again, like he said, you get to a certain age, you just be like, yeah, like he said, I got a good, what would you say, 2 hours a month? Okay. So, I'm gonna tell y'all that don't work for everybody, and again, as a woman in her 40s, in my prime, I'm gonna be one of those women that don't work for it. I feel you. So in that regards, I feel you, but that means you just have to have an alternative situation.
Or divide the 2 hours up. I don't care how you get it.
We gotta do it, it's cool. So I'm gonna go back and read some of these comments because
I want to answer the question.
Oh Lord.
Another show?
No. Go ahead, Rush. Go ahead. Then I'm gonna read the questions, the answers. But go ahead, Rush. Go ahead.
For me, I'm just gonna keep it 100. Like, would I stab somebody 20 years younger? Yeah, I'd fuck them. But would I get into a relationship with somebody 20 years younger? Hell to the motherfucking no. Because it's a maturity level thing for me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to help nobody find their way through life. I want somebody that sort of found their way through life, or at least has an idea of what they want to do. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel all over the fuck again. Now, 20 years older than me, no, I couldn't do it. That's I'm 40. I'm about to be 45. That'd be a nigga 65 years old, man. No. I'm holding on to my youth as I'm holding on to this motherfucker. It's hard. I mean, on to this motherfucker. I mean, like me and my youth is having a fight every goddamn day. I'm like, nigga, you got to stay youthful for another 2 fucking nigga, whatever. You gotta make this shit work. And
How old, Russ?
huh?
How old
I'm
you say you was again?
I'm
You
about
45?
to be
Yeah,
45.
baby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
baby.
I don't-
that 2 years you was talking about.
I don't give a fuck with y'all. That's your age. I'm talking about my age.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You at 45, you like, I got 2 more years. Mine is gone. It's so I feel you because I felt that way. I wanted to hold on.
See, by the time I get 50, like I I'm not saying that I won't get married after 50, but I would like to be married before 50. So that once I get to that age where I start to feel like, look, shit's about to start slowing down, and and nigga, because I already don't feel like doing a lot of shit and fucking with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm already feeling my shit coming on. So I ain't around here myself and act like I would want to be with a woman that is 20 years younger than me. Cause like, to be honest with you, she would come in and just want to have a regular conversation, and I'd be looking at her ass like, are you through? Like
It's young boy MA or whatever they talking about.
and like, and just on a level like that, can you imagine riding in a car with a motherfucker and you on a vacation and you taking a long trip and you want to listen to what the fuck you want to listen to, and they want to listen to the
little baby.
like
yeah, the
which-
crunk.
I-
Yeah.
nowhere. I'm stuck with your ass, and you want to be mussy bussy wussy and coochie
Mm.
and like no, I ain't trying to
Yeah,
hear.
I ain't with that.
And
And it's funny you say that, Russ, because if you know how many people call me or text me or inbox me on the daily about the music I play on the radio station, you not about to get no little baby, no dub baby, no her baby, his baby, they baby, none of that. I don't want to hear that.
for
I
me,
don't listen to it.
it's just like no, like like the thought of it is a wonderful fucking thought. Yeah, man, give me a nice little 25-year-old motherfucker.
Strap, ooh, wee.
That ass up. But then when it comes down to just like basic conversation, when it comes down to like how we spending our money, when it comes down to like how we view our kids, like because like my kids is damn near grown. You got little baby kids. We got a whole different setup in life now. I'm not trying to. I said that last week. I ain't trying to go back and fuck with nobody that got no little youngest. I ain't trying to do that shit.
He's trying to twerk. I want to do the electric slide. That shit don't work.
I'm gonna be
Just-
pussy is so good and it's so fresh, and she'd like to do all
No.
that I like to do.
Dude, it's crazy.
Damn, this nigga here, this motherfucker just got too much. She doing too fucking much. God damn it, I
have me out
work.
signing over my motherfucking social security check and all that shit. Hell no.
Check now. So yeah,
Like you go 20 years older.
that right there let us know it's time to end the show, because this nigga talking
Get it. Yep.
shit like that. I want to thank everybody that has tuned into the show. I really like the look of our new background. I think it really looks good, because I'm looking at it on Facebook right now. It looks so much better. It's like it's not as busy, and I really want to thank y'all for being patient with me throughout the week. Even the people in the group, I want to thank y'all for being patient with me. I've had pages shut down, and like I got people telling me that they trying to inbox me and I can't receive an inbox, and they thinking that I ain't fucking with them. That's not the case. So if you watching the show, Facebook just fucking with you, boy. Don't want me to be great, but god damn it, this real talk. What's love got to do with it? I ain't got a motherfucking choice. You understand me? God damn it, I'll see y'all motherfuckers next week. Y'all make sure you
Hold.
what? It's time to go.
It might be time to go, but you know what? We still had listeners with comments, and you kept talking, and so I didn't get a chance to tell you what the listeners were saying.
Yeah, but when it gets to 9 o'clock, it's over with. I'm sorry.
It's not 9 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock.
Okay, when it's past the goddamn time.
Okay, Kevin, Shantae, Kim, we love y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. The comments is on there. He gonna read them, and then he gonna write me back and start fussing in just a little while. I'm just letting y'all know.
I sure am, goddammit. I love y'all. Goodbye, motherfuckers. I'll see y'all niggas next week.